When you hear that glitch, it's time to thwip. What the hell exactly does that mean? I have no idea, but it sounds good to me. What's up, guys? I'm AJ. Welcome back to the Thwip Side, and tonight I'm taking a look at the Playmates Toys PX Previews TMNT The Last Ronin figure. Now, of course, the Last Ronin figure is based off of the Last Ronin comic story. In my opinion, a fantastic story, and if you haven't had the chance to check it out yet, I highly recommend it. Now, unlike my past few videos now, he is still in the package because the mailman was kind enough to drop him off to me today, so pleasant surprise when I got home. So take a look at the package. Here you have the window, and you can see the figure in here, and all of his accessories, and some nice artwork based off of the Last Ronin comic. More of that window on that side, more of the artwork from the comic on that side, and the same artwork as the cover of this hardcore edition here. So pretty cool packaging. Oh, and I forgot the mumbo jumbo. So here's the Last Ronin out of his cardboard prison, and my first impression is that the promotional pictures did not do this figure justice. He looks way better than those pictures suggested, in my opinion. And we'll take a look at him. He is a smaller figure because he is a Playmates figure. They tend to be smaller. But yeah, up on his hood and his head, I should say, he has some like nice paint across his nose, I guess. Some shading, paintwork there, and just the paint itself grunges him up a little bit. Let you know he's seen some stuff. I do like the paintwork here on his shoulders, like this leather, supposed to be like the leather armor. He's got the chain with his goggles, which aren't removable. It's all molded in. So that's some really nice paintwork in there, and on the face, his teeth are really clean. The paintwork there, so yeah, really cool there. We move down to the body. We do get some more shading and some paintwork on the belt. I'm not seeing a lot of paintwork on the actual clothes. That's nicely sculpted. I'm not seeing a lot of paintwork there. And we go down to his arms, like that. And I like the paintwork here as well. Dirtied up his gauntlets, the metal. I don't know if he's supposed to be wearing gloves or not. Has to be because they're gray. Oh yeah, just like that. It's been a little bit since I've read the comic, but yeah. So there is a lot of nice paintwork on this guy. Again, the metal tarnished up, dirtied up. Paintwork on his leg wraps, or not wraps, his shin guards, down to his turtle toes. And on the back, we have his sheaths and stuff like that. Some more of that nice paint on the back. So yeah, he definitely impressed me out of the package compared to what I was expecting, judging by his promotional pics. Accessory-wise, he comes with a nice spread. I'm going to start, if you can see these here, I'm just putting them here because I've already almost lost them. Two different sets of shuriken. I can't even get my fingers. I should have broken out the tweezers, but there's like, I don't know if you see it, there's a little cross design in there. So that's really cool on this set. And this set is just plain, but they're bigger. So those are pretty cool. You get this grappling hook with a rope. It's all molded. It's not like real string or anything, but a nice little addition to gear him up with. You get Donnie's bow staff. I'm trying to get the weighting to work. But yeah, again, more of that paintwork on the handle. Close me, maybe a better light. You get some 2 sets of chucks. Or 2 sets of chucks, two chucks. Well, I guess they're sets. Anyway, and then you get the side, grab size. Obviously, Mike and Donnie for the bow and the nunchucks. You get a full katana. I love the blue on this. Again, some paint apps in there as well. It's a very soft material, very bendy. Size are not that bendy. And then you get a broken katana. And people who've read the story and, enjoyed the story know the reason for these, but I won't spoil it just in case someone is watching this for the figure and hasn't read the story yet. Articulation wise, he is decent enough but limited. We go to the head, of course, with his hood. This is all a separate piece, but it was stuck out of the package. I want to mention that. At first I thought there was no articulation, but he can move in there slightly. And he can look down, and he can look up a tad. Then we come to the arms, rotates, so that's more cracking. Plastic, because they come joints were pretty stuck out of the package. Double jointed at the elbows. Wrist swivel and a hinge. I wish there was a upper bicep swivel, or I won't even know you would have sacrificed that. Some kind of swivel. Definitely bicep. The torso, I didn't realize this for a little while when I was putting him through his paces, but he does swivel at the waist, which is really cool. You will get hindrance going this way because his sheaths hit this part of his belt, but you can fudge it around and then continue on from there. Get it back. Legs kick up only this far. All this stuff holds it, but I think in here itself kind of holds it back too a little. Maybe not, but yeah, his outfit limits his legs and his out. And you get a little rotation at the upper thigh because there's no cut, it's just like the ball or whatever. Double jointed knees go that far. His ankle only goes up that far because of the shin guards. Goes back a tiny bit, and maybe a little rocker. I don't even think so. It looks like it should. I'm not sure. I'm not going to keep cranking on it though because I don't want to break it. But yeah, like I said, decent but hindered. So bottom line for me is, even though this Playmates Toys PX Previews TMNT Last Ronin figure does have some problems, particularly in the articulation department, I do like this figure, and I think he is a lot of fun. Going into reviews and things, I consider the source, the company, what they're trying to achieve. And yes, I know turtles are kind of hard to articulate, but the main problem I have with his articulation is I wish this is very hard plastic. I wish it was softer so you could get some more leg movement and a cut at the bicep so we can have some swivel there, and maybe a cut, upper thigh cut, would have made this obviously more articulated, and this has to be soft. So hindered in articulation, but not a total deal breaker for me because it is a Playmates figure. They're not built to be super articulated figures. I know some of their turtles are better than others, but that aside, articulation aside, the amount of accessories you get are really cool. They're really well done, with the exception is the more I look at it, I wish the nunchucks, the chain, or what have you, was longer. They are pretty short, making them really tiny. I mean, if this was a flexible material, well, it is a little flexy, but you know what I'm saying? You couldn't hold them in both hands, so the chain needed to be bigger. Plastic, but you know what I'm getting at. Needed to be longer, so they're tiny. That's the only gripe I really have with the accessories, and also with the nunchucks. You can store pretty much everything on this character. I mean, his other side goes right here, but there's no place to store that I'm seeing, at least. Comment if you have this figure and know where you can, but from what I'm seeing, there's no place to store the nunchucks. I don't care about the stars. The broken sword you can't store, but that's okay. So I really wish there was at least storage for the nunchucks, but he does look really cool. in the short amount of time I've been messing around with him, he is fun. So I am happy with this purchase, and as long as you know what you're getting into, I do recommend him. And I say that so that way you don't buy him and are disappointed and say, "Whoa, this guy told me to buy this figure." But I think he's a lot of fun. He's got that nostalgic look. And here he is with a vintage Space Cadet wrap, obviously not complete. And he is a little taller, but you can see kind of the evolution of Playmates, which I think is pretty fun. And let's put him next to the Rise of the TMNT Donatello. I do apologize. I was going to show him with the 2011 or 12 or whatever year, I always get it wrong, wrap. I think my youngest has once again absconded with that figure. I had it out with some other turtles. I always love messing with that wrap figure anyway, so I can't compare him with him. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how he stacks up next to some of the other Playmates figures from the past and kind of the present, or the most recent, I should say. And one last thing I'll say is that now that Playmates has done this figure, Super 7, if you by any chance ever see this video, get on it. I would love to see your interpretation of the Playmates last Ronin figure. So I'll leave it at that. Comment and tell me what you think. Once again, I can see that I'm going to have a lot of fun messing around with this figure, even with his limitations. But yeah, he just looks cool. I'll leave it at that. He does look cool for his limitations. That'll about wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys real soon back here on the Thwip side. Later.